Why is this the most terrifying thing? It's not even a monster. Like, I don't even think you could hurt me with those whittle fingies. But I don't like you. You will haunt me.
Impact.
Sup, nerds? Well, it's 2024 and I'm 2 weeks late on my resolution to make one video per week. So, I guess I'm probably in line with everyone else's resolutions this year. Better to get to messing those up and out of the way early so that you can spend the rest of the year disappointing yourselves in other ways. Follow me for more life tips. I had a few requests towards the end of 2023 to review more indie VTTs, and I put them off for a while as I'd done 4 or 5 reviews in the last few months and I was starting to try to focus on my book. I have a book. Well, I will soon. I promise that I will finish it. Eventually. I'd aimed to have it released by the end of the year, but I've postponed that release until at least the end of February. Creative burnout is a mother hacker, and I've never put something like this together before, so I really want to do it right. It'll be available via my links below for free. Now, I'm using AI art for it, and I know that sucks, but I'm just one broke little regular nerd guy, so I can't afford to pay somebody for it. Releasing the book for free with a pay what you want if you want kind of deal seems fair, with the understanding that any dollary dues I make from this project will go towards paying an artist for my next project. The book is called The Empire of Arden. It's a low fantasy steampunk setting guide set in a world that I have a video on, which I will link below. The VTT that I want to talk about is called RPG Stories. Made in Unreal Engine, RPG Stories comes with spell effects, animated minis, a handful of terrain palettes, prop assets for fantasy, modern, and sci-fi game settings, and giant chickens. It's made by Brave Alice, a lot of whom's developers live in Greece, so I'm not gonna try saying their names, as each one of them has at least 15 syllables. The UI is intuitive and relatively easy to navigate. It did take some learning while mousing over things and keeping an eye on the cycling tips at the bottom before I was able to start trying to create something in earnest. That is, once I finished dropping a whole bunch of crap on the ground and saying, "Ooh, and that looks nice," like I'm window shopping for pretty dresses. "Ow, that looks nice." The minis are really gorgeous, except for this ragdoll. I hate him, and I want him to die. One tool for building that I really liked was the ability to hold down Alt and then drag the mouse around. It autofills that prop at random sizes and rotations around the floor, and you can adjust the rate that it does that. The only time I ran into trouble while doing this was while dragging broader flat objects like dirt, as the rotation could lead to some awkward angles for the finer corners of the asset. It looks like a pile of the world's shittiest surfboards. You can tap H to toggle snap to grid so you can place stuff along that grid to allow for movement in important spaces, or shut it off to have a more free-flowing feel and look to whatever you're doing. You can drag things by these corner tags to make them bigger, so I wanted to see how big I could make a tree, and the answer is very, very big. The map space itself is huge, like scary big, like pale blue dot kind of big. It made me feel insignificant. Don't judge me, chicken. Wall building is done by dragging them like in The Sims. I wanted to wall this poor little jerk into a courtyard kind of thing, and then I finished setting up all the decorations like so. The only thing left is to give some hint as to how he died. I found the spell effects even more useful for creating atmosphere, turning the blue haze or poison gas effects into moving, colorful fogs. Now, in addition to that poor dead dude, I also made this little grove with some treants. While building it, I was single-clicking a lot of things because I didn't notice the tooltip advice telling me to simply push X to repeat the same asset as used before. The tips down here are great, but if I had one big wish list item for this, it would be to make these options a little bit clearer from the get-go. Tutorials can feel kind of invasive, but scrolling tips like this are a great idea. I just found that I was missing things, and I was constantly DMing the guy who'd asked me to review the game with what I can only assume felt like the world's stupidest questions. Well, I think everything looks really cool. RPG Stories is a great 3D virtual tabletop with some gorgeous imagery and atmosphere tools. One of the Brave Alice crew makes maps in here and then demos them on a YouTube channel called Hobgoblin, which I will also link below. The game is available on Steam with a DM and a cheaper player version available. While it could use some polish, it really feels complete, and I feel like I can wholeheartedly recommend this one, so I will. Alright, thanks for hanging out. I love you. Join my Discord. Bye.